because I think we have the Vietec Wabag management joining us. Reema.
Indeed. So straight away, let's invite the management of Vietec Wabag. The company for the full year reported a top-line growth of 15.4%. EBITDA margins came in at the lower end of the guided band of 13 to 15%. Skandaprasad, Seetharaman, CFO at the company, is now with us on the show. Thank you very much for joining in. So FY25 top-line growth of 15.4% is at the lower end of your guided band of 15 to 20%. On revenues and margins, what can you guide for FY26?
Hi, good morning. Good morning to your viewers, and thank you for having us on your show. I think let's start off with what we have done for this quarter and year. It's a historic high for us, whether it comes to top line, whether it comes to EBITDA, PAT, cash. We have from whatever we have guided the market, we have met almost all the targets well. Especially if you focus on the quarter four, it's a very, very strong quarter that we are starting with. The projects have started to move forward very well, large projects. And of course, we are very well diversified, whether by product or by geography or by our offering. And that gives us a very good foundation as we move forward. From a top line and margin guidance, we are in an EPC business, so a multi-annual guidance is what will be more relevant, considering that projects run over years. And this we have already given the guidance in the last year that we would aim for a 15 to 20% CAGR of top line growth, be in the 13 to 15% EBITDA range, continue to remain net cash positive, and deliver a return on equity of 15% and over. And this, we think, right from the first year of guidance, we have met all of those. Our order book is also extremely strong. Our cash flows are extremely strong. We're sitting on almost 1,000 crores of gross cash, 700 crores of net cash if you exclude the HAM SPV, which is transitory. And you can see the board has also expressed confidence in the performance, right from the cash reserves that we have, the growth in margins, and the outlook for the next years, and has recommended a dividend of 4 rupees after.
Mr. Seetharaman, good morning. Prashant here. So yeah, that's a long-range guidance which you've kind of talked about earlier as well. Could you just, since we are at the start of the new financial year, just run us through the order booking and how does it split? As you said, products, geography, just that split will be helpful. The overall number and how does it split?
So, Prashant, we are already sitting on a close to 14,000 crore order book, and we are a preferred bidder in orders of about 3,000 crores. So in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, our order book will sit at this 17,000 crore range, which we initially guided at. It's only a matter of time. If not for the order in Saudi, which got delayed, where we have rebid and we are preferred bidder already, we would have hit that target by now. But nevertheless, it's only a few weeks, months away from getting there. When it comes to product mix, geography mix, you know very well, we focus only on emerging economies. India, Middle East, Africa, CIS countries, Southeast Asia. This has been our focus. We have defocused from Europe. We have divested 3 European subsidiaries to ensure that we can invest our time and effort on the emerging markets. From an emerging markets perspective, again, Middle East and Africa will remain a very key growth engine. You've already seen we have secured one order, which is 370 plus million order from Saudi, from Al Hayar. And we are, as I said, already preferred bidder in another order in Saudi Arabia, which is also a large order. So Middle East Africa will be a very key growth engine. While we will focus on the growth market, Middle East and Africa will be a very key growth engine. From a product perspective, desalination, wastewater, reuse, and industrial water. That's been our focus areas, which is manufactured water in all. And that is where we will put our maximum effort, and that is where we see the maximum amount of orders coming back to us.
All right. Hi, Mr. Seetharaman. Good morning. Good to see you in. Nigel on this side. You mentioned that Saudi order a couple of times. That's the big trigger, right? Give us a timeline. Weeks, months and years. You said all of them. How long before we hear about that, the rebidding of that Saudi project?
So, Nigel, I never said years. I said couple of weeks, maybe a couple
Weeks
of
and then
months.
I think months as well. Yeah. So how long before the end of, before the next quarter we should hear about this? If you could give us a timeline.
We are very hopeful that before we come back for the next quarter results, we should be able to give you the good news.
And what would be the size of the Saudi order that you're expecting?
It will be large. You know, we have already we won this order a few quarters back. It'll be a similar size. While I can't give you exact numbers since it is under evaluation, but you can expect the broad sizes are the same.
Mr. Seetharaman, I remember in our earlier conversations, you know, a lot of the orders, this is water, right? And a lot of the orders come from multilateral organizations, right? Could you tell us what proportion of it is from these organizations? I mean, you know, UN affiliated, etc.
See, the way we see payment security is that the order should fall, and that's our first C for order intake. Either it is multilaterally funded or federal government funded or sovereign backed. So this is where 95% of our EPC order intake falls, whether it is ADB, World Bank, AIIB, JICA. If you see top few orders, I'll mention. Our Senegal order is JICA funded.
Got it. So would you? I get that. What would multilateral is significant within this mix?
Multilateral, yes. I'll split it into three. In India, we focus on a lot of multilateral. In the Middle East, of course, it is more sovereign backed. Again, in Africa, there's a lot of multilateral. And wherever it is more industrial, it's LC backed. So India and Africa are largely multilateral orders. Indian Ulster
and there is no risk here, Mr. Seetharaman, because US has been a big part in terms of providing funding across multilateral organizations, and now the US is pulling back across the board. At least that's you know, it's not just in your industry, but so many other projects. Healthcare, for example, we hear from companies which work in the vaccine segment. So US is pulling back, and that's the source of big money across these organizations. Is that a risk at all?
I think we can afford to cut down on many things, but not water. And that we have seen. We have not seen any impact. We have not seen multilaterals come down on this. At least we are confident that water will not face that. Water will in fact have a lot of tailwinds because there is also urbanization, industrialization. All the new industries require high-tech water, high-quality water, ultra-pure. You take anything, you just see the economics, right? You see EVs, you see hydrogen, you see semiconductor.
No. It's not. Mr. Seetharaman, it's not about the importance of water. It's just that the US, you know, why should we spend elsewhere around the world supporting these projects? I mean, better to spend in the US. So the logic seems to be that. Of course, I mean, you do what you do. Desalination is absolutely critical and is very much required. But it's just that the source of funding, I mean, at least, especially the US, seems to be a little more tenuous. But you don't see any impact right now. That's what you're saying.
Not at all.
Okay.
Just some quick questions. Of this 14,000 crore, what portion of it will be executable in the next, say, 12 to 18 months?
See, we have, if I'm not wrong, about 4,000-5,000 crores of O&M, and the remaining is EPC, which would be executed over the next 2.5 years.
Got that. And India witnessed a slowdown in orders and execution. What's the outlook here?
I don't think we experience a slowdown anywhere. In fact, if you see our Q4, we've only gone strong. We have a top line growth of close to 30%. So we are only seeing tailwinds. This execution will only go faster. All our mega projects are in full swing today.
Got that. Thank you very much for joining in.